guys. Okay, so this is another power scrap. This is still me using up the last bit. This is the last layout that I'm going to get out of this paper pack. It is stunning. I have loved using it. It is also the reason why I don't buy full paper packs pretty much anymore, because I hate having to, I feel like I've wasted my money if I don't use everything. So yeah, that's why I don't normally do that much anymore, but I did love the colors and the shades and the tones in this particular paper pack. This is the New Day collection by Echo Park Paper Co. And I have loved it. Honestly, I've used way more of it than I thought I ever would. But it's all up my alley. You know, like the plaids and the checks and all that sort of stuff. You know, like it's right up my alley. And I loved it. I do something different in this. Now, I did keep this to show you. I do use the, look at me, I'm just ripping into it. I'm literally down to the dregs of this layout, Gee whiz, get my brain to work. I'm just down to the dregs. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's pretty much the biggest piece I've got left. And I just ripped it in half. Why not? You know? You've got nothing to replace it with, so just rip it. She'll be right. Now, I don't use florals like that very often. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a bit of a play with a couple of different patterns, see if it works. If it doesn't work, let me know below. Do you think it worked? Do you think it was a bit too much? Is it me? Well, it was today. It worked for me today. So this is, after this layout, I literally went through and I think I've kept 2 little tiny pieces of paper because I love them. And that's it. The rest is gone. So, and it's kind of, yeah, it's a really good feeling to know that I've got to the end of it, which is good. Yeah, but so I'm scrapping on this particular page. I just pulled out 2 photos. When I print my photos, I print on an Epson XP 8600 photo printer. Now my dog next door is going to start barking. No, the dog next door is going to start howling. Gizmo, come here, buddy. You don't need to go and help him. Trust me, it's okay. Good job. So, sorry about that. This is Gizmo. Come back here, mate. Please. Sorry. Didn't mean to. You know what? It's mum life. This is real life. My channel, if you've come to this channel thinking that I am a well-polished, well-oiled machine that never says a word wrong and gets it all right every time, you're in the wrong place. I am just an Aussie mum, and I scrap because I absolutely love it, and I thought other people might enjoy the way I scrap, and apparently you do. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. So what I decided to do, I don't know if this worked or if it didn't. It looks good in the end. I ended up adding, I was thinking that maybe there was too much floral on the end. That's what I was thinking in the back of my mind. Now, because I just finished a power scrap. It'll be the one before this. And I finished that power scrap, and then I thought, I'm not putting this pack away. I'm going to use it now while it's on the desk, and then if there's anything salvageable, cut apart cards, that sort of thing, I don't keep that because I struggled to use them. So basically, I just went through and went, you know what? If I put a bit of white between the two patterns, that'll sort of separate them a bit, and I'll see if that'll work. And I'm really happy with it. I did not feel the need to distress anything. I wanted the papers to scream for themselves, basically. They're doing their own thing, and they don't need, I tore the paper rather than cutting the paper. Cut around the edges, but I didn't Yeah, I think that looks good. And see, I'm trying. I tried so much to use those other pieces. These are just a couple of photos. This is what I'm talking about. If you watch the power scrap that's before this one, this is why I sometimes print my photos in black and white. Not because I think it makes my babies look better. The reason I do it is because of my children, especially my youngest two, they were in pink on some kind of, on some level all the time. Up until, I reckon up until they were 2. Almost every photo that I have of them, they're in pink of some shade. And from a scrapbooking perspective, that's awful because you're just constantly scrapping pink. So, handy tip, print them in black and white if you need a break from scrapping everything pink. And yeah, or blue if it's, I mean, boys, I reckon with boys, you can scrap any colour with them. I suppose you can with girls too. I think it's just because I have this issue where I always try and match the papers to the pink that the girls are wearing, or the purple, or the whatever they're wearing. And the reason I was drawn to this New Day paper collection was because it was not quite bright. Now have a look at what I'm doing here. This is the only thing that's stand out with this. So from the sticker pack, okay, I've already used the word happy on a different layout, but I kept it. This is why. You can actually make your stickers go twice as far when you have things like this. So this is actually, I've popped the letters out of the inside of it, and around the outside, Echo Park do this, and I think Cartabellum do as well. They sort of flow the ink around the outside. So then when they cut it, it actually leaves that border around the edge. Now, I was thinking ages ago when I used the word happy, keep it because I want to use the word happy again. How do you use the same stickers twice? This is how you do it. So you go in, you've used your happy, you've got it out of the way. Then what you do is you grab your happy, you cut around the outside of it. Now I was thinking, because I need the center of the A and the 2 P's to stay where it is, how am I going to do that? So then I thought, okay, am I going to peel it off? And this is where I stopped myself and I went, no. Not going to do that. What I'm going to do, because I thought it would warp it and it would look weird, I gave it a little bit and then I stopped myself and went, no. Wait. So I stuck it down on some matching cardstock, which I'm actually using an off-white cardstock for this because the paper colours are slightly off-white. So then what I've done, so now essentially I have mounted the skeleton of the word happy, and now all I'm doing is going through with some glossy accents. Now, glossy accents is not only to give you glossy accents on your page or turn your stickers from being a matte to a gloss, it's also a glue, right? So if you use it inside this, so essentially I'm flooding it, so I'm filling the inside and I'm going around, so I'm gluing all of that to the backing paper. Now, I do this across all of the letters. So now the centers of the P's and everything, it's all glued down. So it's not going to come off that backing paper. That's not a problem at all. Flood it all. Now I have glossy, shiny, happy letters, and I'm using the same title twice on 2 separate layouts, but it looks completely different because this happy, see how it's shiny? When it dries, it's still shiny like that, but it won't have the glare of the lights on it. So I'll show you close up in the photos that I take, and I love that. And that's a little tip you can take away, because it doesn't necessarily have to be from this kind of sticker sheet. I just happen to know that Echo Park do this, and I've bought a couple of things from them, and they sort of overprint. So they print it slightly, but it's neat and it's tidy. And then when they cut the letters out inside, trust me, go have a look through your stash and see what you think. You might find that you're actually able to do that. The other place that I have noticed that you could do the same thing is in your sticker books. I've got every single one, which is embarrassing, but I've got all the American Craft sticker books, you know, your Dear Lizzie, Jen Hadfield, who else have I got there? Paige Evans, Amy Tangerine, like all of those, right? Where they've Heidi Swap, where they've done the letters, again, American Crafts has overprinted it. So if you're prepared to cut that out in your book, you can actually get the same word twice with a negative and a positive. The same as what you do with a Cricut. And I do that all the time. That's what I do. I create an offset. Essentially, I've used their offset as a negative and filled it. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or a dumb idea. Let me know if you think that worked, or yeah, maybe you could have lived without it. So I am journaling on here purely because, not because what I'm writing is anything that you can't read. It's just because I needed you to realize that I would fill that up with I don't always do my journaling beforehand, but I wanted you to see what it would look like in my head when I have the black journaling top and bottom on both sides, and then I come through just with a gold pen and I just leave a few little dots. You'd be very surprised how just a couple, I do like a triangle with my dots. Sometimes I do doubles and just two sort of snake eyes. And sometimes I use the gold pen. So all I'm going around on the paper is just the yellow flowers and the yellow buds. Just the very fine outline. It doesn't stick out. It doesn't do anything other than when you look at it, it catches the light a little bit. So I wasn't going over the top with it. And yeah. So then when I do just the dots on the page, sometimes when I think I did do a border around this one as well. Now, your gold pen can be your best friend. Honestly, gold, black and white, those three pens, if you can't afford to outlay for lots of different products like I do, a gold pen, a black pen and a white pen, whether you choose a gel one like this gold pen or whether you choose a paint pen, they make all the difference. So here's the close-up, guys. Here's the shameless plug. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe. Some of my videos are much longer than this, but these are just quick power scraps just to use up the collection. See how the happy looks? I reckon it looks awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and please leave me a comment below. Let me know if you think the happy worked. Did you already know about that? Is that something you've seen before? If not, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And now I'm going to throw myself into a much more complicated page because I want to. Chat to you soon, guys. Bye for now.